Welcome to the Bricks and Banter podcast, where real estate meets real talk. Join us as we break down the market, share insider stories, and keep things real with a bit of fun along the way.
Welcome back to the Bricks and Banter podcast. Scott, it's good to be back.
Nice to be back here in the chair. And we have a very special guest with us today by the name of Jayesh from Billiard Insurance Group in Belleville. Jay, would you mind just introducing yourself? Because this is the second time you've been on our podcast.
So first of all, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Well, I really did not screw up last time, so thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no, if anybody's going to screw it up, it's going to be us.
Yeah. Right? we have that covered, don't worry.
Yeah. So my name is Jayesh. I'm a managing partner at the Billiard Insurance Group in Belleville, Ontario. Yes. We are a great team of about 6 people right now, and growing on a daily basis, if I may say so, because we're in the process of having more people onto the team. We have a full roster of any and all insurance products, if I may say so. So we deal with commercial, personal, life, travel, and anything else that touches the insurance world. So if you have anything to do with insurance question, feel free to reach out. More than happy to answer your questions on that one.
Awesome. Sounds great. Now we're gonna preface this podcast in so that we're not scripted. We're not scripted.
No.
And we have a premise of what we're discussing about with regards to types of coverage for commercial properties. But I find that insurance is one of those topics that not a lot of people get in depth about. They know they need it, but they don't know the details of why.
Yeah.
And I would fall into that category myself.
No, same with me for sure.
I have an insurance policy for my car. Other than that, I know it costs me $1,200 a year.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So
I think most people seem to, the money is not easy. Everybody's working hard for the money they make. And then most people are really price driven.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. You have to be conscious about what you're paying for. But at the same time, you also have to be careful that not every time, you get what you pay for. Yeah. That's pretty much that saying comes true at the time of claim. So in commercial property, you have to be very careful. Make sure your coverages are lined up. Make sure your properties are covered properly. Otherwise, you can end up finding yourself in a rough spot at the time of claim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think from my experience too, like maybe just a bit of a younger perspective, I think a lot of especially young people, I think they never talk about an insurance broker. They just talk about car insurance, maybe home insurance if they're at that point, whatever, the simple things. But nobody really, from my experience, thinks about it like they would with us, where you hire somebody like you and you take care of it. Like you would hire us to take care of real estate. You hire Jay, he takes care of everything you need. Right. So it's interesting because I think there is a split with that. I think there's demographic differences where certain people are very much into that. Others are very kind of just roll with it. Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything works out.
Yeah. I was told I needed this, so I'm going to go and find someone who does this.
And online is the key. Everybody just goes and they're just shopping the prices, right?
Yeah, literally. I've had cases where people have gone online and bought insurance for their business. Little did they know that yes, they satisfied the check mark. They checked the box saying I got insurance. But when the claim happened, they figured out that I got insurance, but it was grossly inadequate to cover anything on my policy.
Yeah.
So, checking the box is one thing, and then knowing what you're buying is another thing. So always be informed. That's what I would tell people.
And insurance comes in a bunch of different forms too.
Yes.
Right. Like I found myself very much exposed last year, and not from an insurance perspective, but it's something that you don't think about until you need it. It's happened, you're in it, and you're in trouble. So
you need someone to call.
Yeah. But think about this. For me last year, never thought of having a generator for my house.
Yeah.
We went through an ice storm towards the end of March. Well, this year, I guess, in 2025. And a lot of our neighbors, a lot of people north of us were devastated without power for 7 days, 12 days, up to 18, 20 days for some people.
Few weeks,
right. And Jay, when you mentioned grossly underprepared or inadequate, that's how we felt, just downright exposed, because we were without power for 2 days. It was only 2 days.
but it still does the damage.
But can you imagine 18? So then it's like, okay, we are so underprepared ourselves because all of our little neighbors had their little Generacs or Generlinks or whatever they are, and they all had power. We're the only ones sitting in the middle with no power.
Yeah.
Right. So a generator, it's not a generator. It's insurance against, a natural disaster that takes your power out. It doesn't allow you to function normally in your home. So I get the premise, and I hope people understand that, I don't think people like to have to buy insurance, but when you have it, man, oh man, it's nice.
It's huge.
It's when
huge.
you need it.
It makes a world of difference. I'll take just step away a little bit. You mentioned about car insurance earlier.
Yeah.
There's a simple coverage on car insurance called loss of use.
Mm-hmm.
That means you are at a loss of using your own vehicle. It comes in handy when your vehicle is stolen, let's say, or involved in an accident sitting in the body shop.
Yeah.
I have 2 clients right now whose cars have been sitting in the body shop since August 22nd, give or take. One is 22nd, one is 25th. So it's almost 3 months now.
Yeah. I was trying to count on my fingers.
Right? Almost coming up to 3 months. And for both of these clients, they're well-off people, and then they have their coverages were increased for that loss of use coverage.
Mm-hmm.
A standard policy, or anybody that's not checking those coverages properly, will have a $1,200 or a $1,500 limit. In today's world, the minimum rental on a basic vehicle is $50 a day to the insurance company, not the retail.
Yeah.
At $50 a day for $1,500, you're not going to last too long.
No.
In 1 month, you'll be out of a rental car.
Yeah.
And in your own, you'll have to pay for it. These clients had coverage for up to $5,000. They're still in the rental car.
Yeah.
Wow.
At 2.5 months.
Well,
and pushing the body shop. All of this is happening in real life. The parts are getting delayed. The shipments are delayed.
Yeah.
The work is not getting done on time because all the car parts are delayed. So the body shops are having a fleet of vehicles just sitting there half open.
Yeah.
They can't fix it. And then the client is at a mercy of these parts coming in and the cars getting fixed. So these little things make a world of difference. And if you ask me, what's the difference in the premium, Jay? $1,500 versus $5,000.
Yeah.
Less than $50 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just give that a thought for a second.
Yeah, that's crazy. 50 a year, come on.
Yeah,
but the person that has never had a need for it would not understand the value of it.
Exactly.
They're like, I don't want to pay $50 more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My friend, when the time comes, you will appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay.
Well, I had to deal with that too. And I remember the rental company being like, hey, we need that back. We need it back, or you're paying. And I'm like, right. But it's like, I was kind of like one of the blind people that just, did what most people do. And I just got the insurance and left it at that. Right.
Yeah. So it is interesting. We insure ourselves in a number of different ways was my point. It's not just going to an insurance company and saying, hey, I need a policy. We insure ourselves, we insulate ourselves, we do all kinds of things, right? It's
just go and get an expert opinion, I would say. One or two opinions, just to make sure that, by spending $10, $15 more a month, am I going to be better off, or I'm okay with what I have? Not necessarily every policy is bad. I'm just not highlighting that everything is bad, but at least know what you're paying for, know what you have as coverages.
Yeah.
That would give you a comfort going forward. If something happens, you'll be at ease. Oh, no, I'm fine. I don't have to worry about it.
And so let me just back up again here so that just for anybody that may not understand, you're not an insurance company.
No.
You're not Desjardins. You're not Intact. Jay Asher is not one of those companies. You are a broker who helps people understand the policies they're getting from the large insurance companies, right?
So my job, the easiest way to define my job is I work for my clients.
Okay.
My job is to make sure that Scott is my client. Scott has bought this vehicle. I need to insure it properly at a decent price with the right company, with the proper coverages that Scott would need. So I would know Scott.
Yeah.
That Scott needs his vehicle. He's a realtor. He's got to go around. He's got a trailer that he takes. So, all of this in factor. Okay, well, I can put him with this company. It's a decent price. I'm going to increase this coverage because he can use it. God forbid something happens. Yeah. And then I go to Scott and say, Scott, this is what I've done for you.
Yeah.
Price-wise. This is the comparison in the market. This is what I see. This is the company I think it will work well for your part of your kind of vehicle and your kind of policy that you need. That's what we do.
Yeah. Okay. So I just don't think a lot of people understand how a broker works for them in their best interest, right? Yeah. It's like, once you start to understand these things, it's the same thing as our industry,
Definitely.
right? People don't understand the benefit of having a professional on their side. A lot of people from the insurance side don't understand what it's like to have a professional like you looking out for their best interest.
Yep.
And yeah, there's going to be times when you're going to save people money, maybe.
Yeah.
But a better coverage might be the better option.
Yeah. Well, coverage is coverage and premiums are premiums. I never go and talk about premium first.
Yeah.
My job is to lay out the coverages and say, based on this coverages, this is what I've seen. These are the top 3 in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. I would recommend A or B or whatever the case may be for them at that point in time, and then proceed from there. Okay. Right? A premium, you want to just check on premium and check off the box and get the cheapest one.
Yeah.
You just Google it, you find it.
Yeah.
You don't need me for that.
A few minutes.
Right?
Yeah.
if you want to understand the coverages and where your dollar is going and how these coverages can help you at the time of claim, yes, that's where we come in. And because we work for you, we don't work for an individual company.
Yeah.
And then just to add to that, sorry, so people understand too, in case anybody are wondering, because mortgage brokers are similar, right?
Yes.
In that sense. So they're shopping around, they're getting you the best rate, they're getting you the best product that fits for you. So in terms of you getting paid by clients, do you ever get paid by the insurance companies, or do you get paid?
No, we get paid by insurance companies, not by clients.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's good to know, because people would want to know, is it like if I'm going to work with you, is it going to cost me more? Is it going to cost me different? Right? Like,
no, it doesn't cost you more.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was the types of coverage for commercial properties.
Right.
We've talked a lot about residential real estate on the podcast. You last time you were in, we talked about it was more residential.
I think it was, if I recall, it was called Protect Your Castle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that was his. He came up with that.
I like it.
I think that was team effort.
It's a castle, right? If you can afford and buy one, let it be small or big, it's your own.
Yeah, exactly.
So then,
it doesn't matter what it looks like.
So then, could we call this one Protecting Your Kingdom?
Compound?
No, that would include a town.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we're insuring a town, but
okay.
I would say protecting your investment or protecting your business. Are basically that, or protecting your legacy. When you get into commercial real estate, you're not just doing it to make a few dollars. You're creating a legacy that goes on, and hopefully someday you pass that on to your next generation and say, go ahead and run the show. We bought it years ago. We managed it. Now it's your job. So you're just basically passing something. So it's not a castle. It's not a kingdom. It's something that you build yourself and you take it forward and hand it off to the next generation, or sell it and go, fly into the sunset and have fun on your retirement on the third leg of the life. Enjoy it 100%.
Honestly,
I can get some color in this skin here. I have a pale coming in today.
Finally leave the podcast room.
That's why I said when I came in, hey, you look whiter than I saw you last time.
And you're not wrong. So what we wanted to talk. That was good.
Don't get me and Scott started.
Yeah. So just types of coverage. Like you and I were talking about a plaza. Right. And you made a really good point about this point. It wasn't so much about insuring the plaza as it was the tenants in the plaza. Can you expand on what you mentioned there?
Yeah. So this was interesting. This was a conversation I had with a realtor last week. We, as a networking meeting, we just met up for a coffee and chat about what they do. And then she brought up a couple of properties in and around Belleville that are up for sale. And one of the plazas she highlighted, I looked at her as soon as she said that particular plaza. I said, "Do they have ESA?" And she looked at me funny.
Yeah,
she didn't think I would know about it. And then she goes, "Why are you going straight to ESA?" I said, "Well, because this is a plaza where there's some retail businesses, and then there's a towing company that rents the back of the plaza.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of crash cars there that are dripping oil and coolant and stuff like that. And they're parked there for days and months at end sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pollution there.
Yeah.
And the environmental safety would have to come in and clear the property before you could build or do anything in here."
Okay. So
her comment was, that place doesn't have ESA, so it has to be a cash deal if somebody wants to buy it.
Okay. Wow. So then how do you mitigate that from an insurance perspective? Like if I own that plaza, and I've leased it out to somebody, and I've got various tenants that are in there, Said, okay, fine, you can run this business, you can run that business, you can run this business. Where were the implications? Like, how would I have known that the towing company was going to affect the investment guy and this person because I allowed them all in there? Now I've got a problem selling the property. Nobody's going to place a mortgage on the property. So how do we mitigate that?
So there are a few things a broker can suggest, not to an expert level, I would say. We're not risk management people.
Mm-hmm.
We know about risk management. We can suggest you a few little things, but when it comes to that kind of question that, I want to rent it to a garage or a towing company, what should I do? Because their scope is different.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to take an example to give a decent risk management technique for a car detailing company, that would make more sense. But for towing company, I'll say you need to go speak to a risk management people that will come back and say, put these conditions in your lease to make sure that they're followed and they're done. And then this way you keep your property in check.
Okay.
So for example, if we take a car dealer who's doing all kind of car detailing, washing engines and bottom of the cars and stuff like that, there's a lot of grease and grime and oil and stuff that goes into their drains. If they're required to carry a separate storage tank for the wastewater.
Okay.
And that wastewater gets collected by the properly defined company that disposes of that water safely.
Mm-hmm.
That has now put your property into a position where ESA comes in. You show them that, they go and inspect the tank and there's no leak from the tank. Tank is getting emptied. Everything's clean. It's going to be very easy for you to get that inspection checked off saying it's environmentally safe property. Suddenly now you have added value to your property by doing so. And all you did was you transferred the risk. In our world, we call it transferring the risk. You transferred the risk of this environment contamination on your property over to the tenant.
Okay. Okay. So Dylan, what do you think about that as far as, being able to rent that property?
Well, it's got my brain, like I'm going all over the place here. There's so many things coming to mind, but it's just, I think it's a really good consideration, because if somebody was thinking of purchasing a commercial, a plaza or something that has anything even remotely like that, like that's a massive consideration. And you know what? Like, I don't think most people would think about that, to be quite honest. Even realtors, unless you're a true commercial agent,
When Jay mentioned it before we came on the air, and we were just sitting here chatting, it was like, nope.
No,
never would have crossed my mind
about it. Well, because you think too, like you're buying this, it's mixed use. It's, that's working there. This is operating there. Like you think that it's, it's a sound purchase, right? But if you're not, going into these deep details.
Yeah. Because as we know, acquisition triggers.
Yes.
A lot of these things come up. Yeah. I mean, grandfathering is not really a technical term.
Yeah.
Right. It's not.
Well,
but if it's been,
is just a big one though.
Yeah.
Right?
But if you've been doing it for the last 15 years, you can continue. At the point of transaction or sale, the new rules kick in right away.
It's very simple. Let's say you've been driving a car for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Yeah.
You sell the car, the next person has to get the safety done.
Yeah.
If the rocker panel's all rusted,
they're
not going to stop you, but the new guy will not be able to register the vehicle. That's literally what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's basically the new person coming in should not wear that burden that has been on the property. Hence, the owner becomes responsible for either losing the money on it or getting it done and then selling it with the right value. So it's a plus or minus. That's where it comes in, right? Protect your investment.
Yeah.
And insurance does not quite help in this. However, to the towing company or the garage operation that carries a tank of storage, like oil storage, they are required to carry pollution insurance.
Okay.
By default, insurance companies will force them to get a pollution policy for $1 million worth of liability, at least, bare minimum, because that tank leaks.
Yeah, it's going straight into the ground.
It's got to go.
Yeah.
It's going to go to the ground.
Yeah, you were going to ask a question. I've got mine loaded up.
No, I was just going to add to it, because it's really making me think in a way of somebody who's purchasing anything. Yeah. Literally anything for a long-term reason. Like if you're buying that plaza with the idea of maybe one day I want to sell this off to a builder, I want to develop the land, you really better be making sure you're paying attention to what those current uses look like, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
So a lot of that is I guess planning.
Yeah, because at the same time, if you were to sell that off and they were to just continue the same uses, there's no issue, right? Like you're not going to develop the land. They're going to keep being a towing company.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know what the regulations
Yeah.
are in that for the transfer, but I know for financing, they
Yes.
require all
They'd
of
have
this. So if
issues,
it's so that was another thing it was interesting for me to learn
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So if I buy it in cash, I don't have to do ESA.
Oh,
That's what I was told.
interesting.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But so my thinking here is this is at a different level, not on mine and your level. It's way above your paycheck or
Yeah.
my paycheck as well. But
Yeah.
there has to be something that stops to say, well, even for transfer, you need it.
Yeah.
Not only for mortgage.
Yeah. It would make sense.
Yeah.
These are the finance company stipulations. So they won't fund you unless your property is clean and clear, because you could end up in a default in no time.
Yeah, for sure.
And as a broker, as a real estate broker, I would suggest that you highlight that to the owner.
Mhm.
Like if I'm the new owner and not so experienced in the industry, but I want to jump in and I'm excited and I'm young and I want to run and get everything done.
Yeah.
However, I don't understand. What if that towing company leaves?
Yeah.
Now I can't rent that place to anybody without cleaning it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a big
massive.
expense. That's a massive cost
Yeah.
to clean up, because only ESA is one thing, but you also don't know how far that penetration has been
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah. I've only been involved in a couple of ESA phase 1, phase 2s, as far as
They're horrible.
well, we were chatting. I mean, yeah, your first phase, yeah, you're probably looking anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000, and you might get in phase 2 and you might get up to 20, 30, maybe 40, depending on the extent of it. But phase 3
like that would be pretty heavy, right?
Well, it depends on the amount of time.
Yeah.
Well, we had ESA, remember? For
Oh,
well, no, not you weren't part, because the 81 Dundas Street, our office building that
Yeah.
we bought.
Mhm.
At that time, we bought it from the equity, so it was cash deal, no problem. But then
Yeah.
I went and financed it with RBC.
Yeah.
And RBC had a condition of ESA, which I questioned them.
Yeah.
I said, why do you need an ESA? So they're like, oh, it's a standard. I said, I understand it. It's standard, but this is an office building.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of
Yeah.
ESA? I'm happy to spend $10,000 to get it.
Yeah.
But only if you give me a reason of why you need it. Anything backing up, anything on my property highlighting the fact that there could be potential contamination.
Yeah.
That's where I need ESA, just not to check off your box.
Yeah.
That was a great conversation with the
Yeah.
RBC broker. And finally, he went back and the underwriter waived the condition of ESA for me.
that's
you
good,
don't
because
need it.
normally they don't back down from
Well,
that.
no,
Not
but-
with that one.
Yeah.
We had the historical record. It was
Yeah.
a flower shop before,
Yeah,
way
no-
back.
Yeah, not a lot of contamination
Exactly.
there.
And after that, it became an office building for Ontario website management, something like that.
Yeah.
So they were creating websites.
Yeah. So it's been
And then it became an insurance broker's office. So tell me, where is the contamination part here?
Yeah, I guess there has to be some logic behind that.
And the property never had oil heating.
yeah.
It always had electric heating. So that is
Another good point. Yep.
another layer.
Yeah.
Property doesn't have basement. It's slab on grade.
Yeah.
That's another layer. So there's nothing down there.
Yeah.
And visibly there is nothing up there. So can you tell me
Yeah.
what do you need it for?
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
And then they finally said, no, it's fine. We're good. We're going to
Yeah.
waive that condition.
That's interesting. I'd never.
Yeah, but at the same time, it kind of goes into the same point. You know, if it
Yeah.
wasn't Jay on the phone or involved in that deal, you know, even a realtor might have just been like, okay, no problem. You know,
Yeah.
you just go through it.
Yeah, even
Right.
I would say that probably
I would
most.
say, no, but once again,
Most.
if I think about commercial realtors, like I'm assuming like you're a commercial realtor, like you almost don't touch residential. So in my head, I think if you're doing that,
Yeah.
you should definitely be catching these things, right? Whereas us, for example, and it's full disclosure, like if I'm going to do commercial, I'm going to tell people like I'm a residential realtor, right? And if I've
Yeah.
ever dealt with anything big commercially, I just bring someone in with me. It's all good. Who cares? Let's do it together. Let's learn. Let's get it
Yeah.
done correctly, right?
Yeah, no, we've done that. So on our not that we're scripted, but we kind of had
On the agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
we've
the
got some-
agenda of things
yeah.
that we wanted to talk about. I don't know. We covered off like general liability.
So
property
we're
insurance.
in the right space. Actually, this is a great segue of what you guys were talking about, is to have an insurance broker that has knowledge of commercial
Yeah.
business as a whole, in general, not specific, but in general, to have some idea
Mhm.
is where the next topic leads to. So type of coverages for commercial properties that we're talking about, you could own a building, obviously. Let's say you own a building, you need building coverage. You run a business from the building, you need your contents, your business property, your stock, your storage, whatever the case may be. And if you are just a landlord that's renting out, you want to make sure your rent loss of rental in case of a claim is covered.
Okay.
Because your mortgage, your expenses are riding on that income.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to cover that income only in case where it's the insurance related claim and your tenant cannot operate. If the tenant cannot operate, tenant cannot pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If tenant cannot pay, you cannot pay your bill.
Yeah.
That is a whole chain of default that's waiting to happen. That's where you need that
Scary.
coverage.
Yeah.
Right. So that, and then you have, again, as a business owner, if you're running from the same place, you have equipment breakdown or you have the business interruption.
Yeah.
Which is all related to claim at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the coverages are important to make sure that you're appropriately covered for the limits. So I'll take an example, very small example of a convenience store.
Okay.
Everybody understands a convenience store. You walk in, there's a bunch of racks and stuff and freezers and fridges and, pops and this and that.
Big gulps and Slurpees.
Yeah. That, a lot of machines and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So to build a convenience store, which is about 1,000, 1,200 square feet, you're looking at anywhere between $160 to $180 a square feet. This is your building from a shell.
Okay.
You rent a shell. Now you're going to build Bob's Convenience.
Yeah.
Okay, you spend about $160,000 building the place.
Okay.
Now we're talking everything. So electrical, plumbing,
Yeah.
Your drywalls, your lightings, your freezers, fridges that are embedded in the wall.
Yeah.
If you don't have them in the wall, but they're outside, they're freestanding, then they become equipment. So we treat them differently. Your countertops, your secured storage for your cigarettes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any other secured storage you have at the back of it or whatever the case may be. All of that, at an average, insurance company expects that you're spending about $160 a square feet.
Okay.
We had a client that came to us because his insurance company paid out less than 50% on a claim. And he didn't know. He didn't quite understand.
Okay.
Simple guy, convenience store running.
Yeah.
So he's like, Jay, I don't understand, but I don't want to be there anymore. I said, fair enough. I understand the feeling. But let's look at your old policy first. Let's sit down. So I met with him. We sat down. We looked at it. He was insured for $80,000 in coverage.
So half of what it should be.
Yeah. So half.
For
okay.
1,100 square feet store.
Yeah.
80,000. That included all the equipment, all the interior, and all the stock and everything.
Okay.
So I sat down and I asked him, what was the claim? So the claim was an unfortunate situation. A senior had a stroke and they lost control of their vehicle and they drove into the store.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
They took out one wall completely.
Ooh.
Car was inside. No, nobody was hurt, luckily.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
Wow.
So it's only the property damage. So the landlord's proper policy came in and took care of the outside, but the inside was all the tenant.
Yeah.
Everything.
Wow.
His electrical was blown. His plumbing was blown. His ductwork was blown.
Yeah.
His all the racks and all the stock on that side of the wall was everything's destroyed. Claim was about $160,000, $170,000.
Wow.
The insurance company paid $50,000.
50.
Yeah, because he had coverage for 80, meaning he was only 50% insured.
Yes.
Okay.
He was insured 50% to value.
Okay.
So
All right.
insurance company says, since you only paid premium for up to 50% of the value of the insurance, we're only going to pay the claim at the 50% limit of your insurance, not of the claim.
Oh.
It's a straight proportion.
Wow.
You're
Okay.
expected to insure, but technically it was more because he's expected to insure at least 100 to 150,000 for the store plus the stock, right? But he only had 80 in total. So they paid 50 and they walked. And I made him sit down and make him understand. And he goes, nobody ever told me. They just asked me.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to cost? I said 80,000. They put 80,000. Sorry, my Indian tolerances are kicking in. Because that's well, they told me 80,000, so I did say 80,000, no problem.
That's amazing.
And
Sounded good to me.
It just comes back, man. Even after 25 years, it just shows up randomly in conversation. Yeah, it's great.
Right.
At least I haven't lost my roots yet. So, these things are very important when you are doing the business. And the same with the building. If you're a building owner, if your evaluation of your building is not done appropriately, if you insured the building for not proper value, you could be hurting at the time of claim.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would be, I mean, that's not even like someone driving into your, how do you,
It's
you
not
can't
your
plan
fault.
for that.
No.
I mean, you can't plan for anything, but I mean, maybe a flood or something like that, or like
But you can plan to buy a right policy. You can sit down and review your coverages, understand what you're buying. Don't just look at the premium dollar.
Yeah.
So to give you perspective from the premium side of it. Now, if this guy would have gone and said, the broker would have said and said, well, listen, 80,000 is a little too low. I mean, I think 120 to 150 would be just the cost to build your place plus your $30,000, $40,000 worth of stock.
Yeah.
I think you should consider doing for 175. That puts you in an appropriate place. So God forbid something happens, the claim will be covered properly.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about one portion of the policy. Now you got to understand every insurance policy is divided in separate pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And each piece has its own minimum premium. Liability has its own premium.
Yeah.
Equipment breakdown has its own premium. The contents and so they call it, in our world, we call it COPD. I think it's contents of every description.
Okay.
Commercial property of every description, meaning your, let's say you build a studio, right? So your walls, your soundproofing and your mics and this is everything combined together.
Yeah. So it comes down to, in essence, what the way I would understand it is fixtures and chattels.
Yeah.
Like
right?
Yours,
everything you need in
Everything,
order to make a living. And that includes the product that you transfer and sell: chocolate bars, chips, Slurpees, big gulps,
contents of it.
Right?
You're stuck on those.
Yeah. Like all I can think of is 7-Eleven now, right? I can't get that out of my head.
This, you're getting one for sure.
My drive home is going to be interesting today.
Make sure you get the red one.
Oh,
it has to match your truck.
Red dahlia number 5.
Oh,
not good. You want to see the ADHD kick in really quick?
You'll just start driving in circles.
I'll be home in a sec.
Yeah.
Just keep driving. It's like, this neighborhood is nice. Oh, well, this neighborhood, this one's really nice too. Okay, so yeah, obviously, I mean, when you're looking at that, and I think the convenience store is a great example because you can kind of see everything that's in there on a very basic visual level that everybody would understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, guess that's like, now I'm running through my head. Like, I know people who run.
Sorry,
wood mill.
1 second, not to cut you off, but I don't want to forget my point I was trying to make before we got lost in the Slurpees and the red
the red dye number 5.
The point was the premium.
Yeah.
To go from 80,000 to 175,000.
Yeah.
You're looking at, I would say, ballpark $500 to $600 worth of premium more per year.
That's it.
Now this is a business. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
This business is grossing, let's say, $500,000, $700,000.
Yeah.
In the mix.
Yep.
You're putting $50 more a month.
Yeah.
To cover yourself properly.
Yeah.
It's not expensive.
No.
It's lack of understanding and the rush to get things done is what puts you in trouble. And these things are happening a lot more now than they used to because insurance companies are becoming more and more particular about the dollar they're paying out because it's becoming super expensive to get things done. And right now, anything they can see that it's not done properly, it's going to end up costing.
Yeah.
So make sure, do a review, have somebody do a second opinion on your policy just to make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Don't chase the dollar.
That's a good point. But yeah, because I mean, we all get caught up in it because you only have a limited amount of funds doing that. And you're thinking that you're being business savvy by saying, hey, I saved money here, I saved money there, I'm improving my bottom line. But one mishap.
The good old saying, right?
Yeah.
Penny wise, pound foolish.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't want to be that.
Yeah. No.
It's just like Jay said, though. It's like most people are just trying to check the box, right? They're not actually checking the boxes you can't quite see. And it just makes me think because that's such a freak kind of like example, right? But it makes me wonder, like, because I'm sure we're going to get into it, but just going into like car theft, for example, that's also such a freak, like it's not a freak thing now, unfortunately. It's crazy to say, but like there's nothing you can do, right? Like if somebody drives in your convenience store, it makes me think like that 80,000 he had probably would have covered most things, right? Like if you had something internally, like electrical, right? Like
no, but see, it's not
enough.
about the claim. It's not about the amount for the claim itself. It's about the portion that you've covered your risk. So if you're only intending to cover your risk for 50% of what it should be covered, then it doesn't matter what your claim is. It will be paid at that portion.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like loan to value.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah.
That's pretty much where it comes down to.
Yeah. It's kind of like the best thing I can come back to is mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
Slurpees.
Yeah. The red dye's kicking in already. You take out mortgage insurance, and let's say you buy a $500,000 home, you got a $250,000 mortgage on that home. The insurance company or the mortgage company almost requests that you have mortgage insurance. I won't say they demand it, but it's there. But your policy drops. So let's say you insure a $250,000 mortgage with TD and you have an unfortunate accident 15 years later. You don't have $250,000 worth of coverage on your mortgage insurance.
No.
And a lot of people, if they look closely, don't understand that. So that now I've had it. Now my mortgage is only worth $125,000. Well, guess what? You
That's
only
all they're
have
gonna pay.
mortgage insurance for $125,000.
Yeah, for what's being mortgaged.
Right.
Essentially.
Right. So again, insurance company is protecting they're mitigating their loss.
No. This is not insurance company. This is a product designed for mortgage insurance.
Oh, okay.
It's not an insurance
There you
company's
go.
doing. It is a product itself. Now, as I normally, every time I speak to clients, I say, don't buy mortgage insurance. The reason is not being selfish or I want to sell the policy, but the actual fact is, one, your mortgage will reduce over the years.
Mhm.
Your age will creep up over the years.
Mhm.
Every 5 years when you go to renew, your premiums are going to go up, yet your mortgage is going down.
Yeah.
And God forbid, if you hit a medical condition 10 years from now, you could potentially become uninsurable.
Okay.
And now you have no insurance.
Ooh.
So better yet, if you think you're going to carry your mortgage for 25, 30 years, get yourself a 30-year term for the amount of the mortgage, or maybe a little bit more if you can afford it. Look at the numbers. But the good part is now, as an individual, now you're not a business, so it's not an expense line item. This is after-tax dollars going in, right? You can budget yourself. That I know my insurance is going to be $50 a month. And it remains $50 a month for the entire period of 30 years.
Yeah. Because that's how
And
you
if anything
plan.
happens, your original amount that you bought the insurance for gets paid out.
Yeah, which is vastly better than
100%. It's the same amount that you bought on day one.
Yeah.
Not the reduced amount. Now the family has
point.
money to pay off the mortgage balance. And have the money to deal with the potential financial crisis they have with the loss of a family member.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Unbelievable point, honestly.
We should have
really
another
good point.
session dedicated to the insurance, the life insurance part, life and mortgage insurance. I think that would be a great conversation.
And
piece.
even like estate planning and like that whole piece in general.
That whole piece
right?
in general.
Yeah.
That's definitely come back for that.
Okay. All right.
That'll
So
be part
that'll
of
be
the-
more.
That's not different from the commercial.
That'll be
part
like
Someone
right
make a
now.
note here.
4 or 5.
Part 3 mortgage. Okay. All right. Because if I get into Slurpee on the way home, we're never talking about that again.
That's right.
You'd be like, squirrel.
That is exactly it. So on our list of things here, we've talked about how underinsurance can affect claims, right? Case in point with your convenience store situation. So explain to me periodic, or did we touch this? Periodic property valuation. What is that?
Periodic property valuation would come a little bit later, but you brought it up now, so that's okay.
Jumping way ahead. Squirrel.
Especially if you look at the last 5 years that we've gone through.
Yeah.
The COVID, the cost of lumber, the cost of gas shooting through the roof, the cost of labor going up, the cost of buying a property, right, or building a property has gone up.
Yeah.
You could build a decent house for $500,000 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
You can't do that now.
No.
Now it'll cost you almost double.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So that's what the periodic evaluation means. Now on the home and commercial, whenever you have a building insured, I think it depends on the company to company, but there is a between 3 and 7% increase in the building value is applied to your policy every year.
Okay.
By default.
Okay.
It's an inflationary increase that gets applied, and hence people complain, oh, my home insurance went up. Yes, because the coverage went up as well.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Now with the commercial, if you've done some major changes,
Yeah.
Now, I'll give you an example of that. The Travelodge in Kingston, where I ran the pool for my British swim school.
Okay.
Right? They took the entire hotel and converted it into a studio apartment.
Oh, okay.
Right? So now instead of hotel rooms, they have a studio apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a lot of money. They ripped out all the carpets. They put all the laminate flooring. They did all the rooms again. They did all the plumbing again. There's a lot of improvement that has gone into that building.
Yeah.
That building needs to be reappraised.
Okay.
For the rebuilding side of it, not from the retail sales side, rebuilding. They're different appraisals. So when an insurance appraiser comes out to your house from the insurance company, they're not appraising your house for the market value. They're appraising your house to the rebuilding value.
Yeah, that's a big difference that we tell people all the time.
I think a lot of people still don't understand that, to be honest with you.
Well, there's in our industry, there's 4 different types of appraisals, right?
Yeah.
There is market appraisal value. I think there's marital breakdown appraisal.
No, there is.
Marital breakdown?
There is.
Marital breakdown.
Because you're giving a value for that specific.
Right? Well, think about it. You've got 2 people who own the property at 100%, right? So tenants in common.
Common it would be, yeah.
Right? So tenants in common would be, wait a second, is that right?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah. So each person owns 100% of the property, right? Spouses.
Fair enough. Okay.
Right. So you've got that kind of appraisal, and then you've got replacement of value, which I guess would be more
insurance type.
Yeah, more insurance. And then it escapes me on the 4th one, and I'm hoping that
you already said it.
Yeah.
Marital, there would be for mortgage, like for like a refi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The refinance.
That would be one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they're technically just looked at. Like I guess the process is just different, right?
Yeah. It's slightly different, but yeah, you do get marital breakdown ones. That seems to be one of the more common ones.
Well, we also have.
I never knew that.
You know, if someone passes away, for example, I have a client right now who his parents passed away unfortunately in the last year, and like he needs a value for a specific date and time of when his father passed. So like they're all different depending on the reason that you're coming in, essentially, right?
That would be for the estate, the one you're referring to, because that's what the estate will take in.
Exactly. They want to know what that value is then. So when he sells it now, they know what, everything looks like, right?
Yeah. No, that is.
But going back to that, so yeah, like you're on a really good track there, I feel like, with the rebuild cost for commercial. So I feel like there's more we can break down there. But it makes sense. If someone's going to put that much money into that, they're going to spend all the time and energy and effort to obviously put all the money in. That has to be covered on the other end, right?
Okay.
And also if you have if you haven't touched your insurance, the commercial property, you rent out, it's a big plaza, and you haven't touched it for 5 years, 6 years, it's worth talking to your broker. And I'm not saying go shop around, but at least talk to your broker. Say, can you rerun the evaluation on the property, please?
Yeah.
They should have all the information at that point. All they got to do is go back and plug in the number and bring in the fresh value. And if the fresh value is within 10%, it's okay.
Yeah.
If it's off more than 10%, then you may want to say, you know what, increase my limits and let's make sure the policy is covered, property is covered properly. Because those things happen. It goes out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
If it's running like a smooth machine, people don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
And now it's super outdated by that time.
People are scared to touch it, I think. They don't want to deal with it, right?
It's the fear of asking that question because you don't know. You're afraid of the answer. Yeah, it's not so much the question, it's
usually
the answer.
about money, right? Like I think most of us.
It's always about money.
It's always about money.
You just simply don't want it to go up. Like so, leave it alone.
So here's a question for you, Jay. We see because we're on commercial plazas, where you've got your mixed use.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we see a lot in areas that get built up. And then there's a plan for a strip mall that goes in this corner. There's more established one down the street. Then you've got the large kind of like I call them smart centers or whatever they are, the big Walmarts, things like that. What happens in those applications when the small strip plaza, which was brand new, slowly starts to deteriorate over time and the tenants start to change? Right. So you started out with, I will say, A tenants, and you're now kind of down to just anybody who'll fill it, but it starts to deteriorate. Parking lots in bad shape, lines aren't painted, stores aren't maintained very well, like the store front itself.
Yeah, exterior's looking
right.
rough.
It just does not look good. Like what happens in those situations? Like, are you still insuring it at the same value that it was worth? Because it obviously wouldn't have the same resale value, would it?
No, but it doesn't impact the rebuilding value.
Really?
Insurance is based on rebuilding value. So when you take down the bones and put it back up with all the electrical plumbing, you could have a bad looking color outside, but that doesn't take away the fact that it's going to still need the same plumbing, heating, everything in there. So that's where the insurance never follows the market value. It always follows the rebuilding value.
That's a good
No,
point.
And
now
a great
just
example
quickly-
I
sorry,
would
go ahead.
take,
Yeah,
I'll
no.
give you a quick example on a, let's say a small commercial plaza in Toronto.
Okay.
Right? Talk about maybe 3 shops.
Okay.
Nice little 10, 15 parking spots.
Yeah.
3 retail locations. You enter from one side, leave from the other. Very simple, nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Let's say it has a rebuilding value of $1 million,
Okay.
but the market value is over 5, 6, 7 million because the property's hot, because the location is hot,
Okay.
because
So
the
you're
land has a value.
Yeah.
Now, in simple words, I always ask people, can anybody steal your land physically?
Yeah.
No. So it's going to stay there.
Yeah.
But your land has massive value on where it's located. The location plays a role.
Yeah.
So now, I have houses that I insure that are worth $10, $12 million, but their rebuilding value is 6. That doesn't mean they're underinsured. That just means they're in a location which is prime.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
land has a very heavy value in the market.
Okay.
So that's where it comes in. The rebuilding value doesn't change. However, things have changed a little bit from before.
Okay.
Now, the insurance company underwriters, the renewal underwriters, they tend to Google the location
Okay.
just before renewal. They'll randomly pick. Renewals get picked every couple of years to be reviewed,
Okay.
and they'll Google the location. Now, I've had situation where the underwriters came back saying, Jay, I'm seeing quite a bit of deterioration in the parking lot. There are a few potholes we see. They may be all sorted out and completed, but can we please have the recent pictures of the parking lot? Or we see quite a bit of rubbish at the back of the building.
Yeah.
Can we get the most recent pictures of the back of the building, timestamped today or in the next couple of days?
Okay.
So they want to make sure that the building is still up to par.
Yeah.
Because somebody goes into that parking lot, slips and falls, where's that claim going? To the insurance company.
Yeah.
And if they find that the property is not maintained properly,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
they will very gladly send a letter that we've decided not to offer the renewal.
Really?
Liability, right?
Moral
wow.
hazard.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so then that's a really good point. So I go up to ABC Investments in this 3-unit strip mall.
Mhm.
I slip and fall, hurt my knee, whatever it is. Where does the liability fall? Does it fall with ABC and like investment company, or is it the owner of the mall?
So in this case, when this happens, and this is my understanding of the process, don't get me, by no means
Okay.
this is the process, but
Yep. Okay.
my understanding is you'll source a lawyer.
Okay. Sure.
Right? One of those chasers that you source them.
Yeah.
They want to.
Those
I
chasers.
call them chasers. They chase the clients, right? And they will. What the lawyers do is they'll ask you, "Where were you going, Scott?"
Yeah.
I was going to ABC Investment.
Yeah.
Okay, so they will call upon ABC Investment in the lawsuit. The management company that's supposed to manage. They'll do all that search for you.
Okay.
They will involve everybody in the lawsuit. So now every individual situation. So you have the ABC, you have the property management company, you have the building owner, and potentially the holding company on top of the building owner. They'll send everybody notices.
Yeah. Okay.
So everybody's insurance company is going to come in because the insurance company has a duty to defend their client in case if they're called upon in the lawsuit.
Wow.
So they will now defend. The ABC's company will say, well, we would like to know where this happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I stepped out of my car and there was a pothole. Well, you were not on the ABC property, so we're out.
Yeah.
This is our defense and we're going to put this forward.
Yeah.
ABC's out.
Okay.
Now goes to management company. The management company goes, yeah, we gave a report to the landlord and said we need to do all of this, but landlord never
Okay.
approved it. Management company's out.
Okay.
Now goes to the landlord.
Yeah.
He's stuck with the bill on that one. But then his lawyers are going to fight back.
Yeah.
For whatever they can bring up as an argument. But that's the channel it goes through. It
Okay.
goes to everybody.
Yeah.
And then insurance companies will come and defend their clients and pull them out.
So the chaser is swinging for the fences and taking everybody he can with him.
Yep.
bring them all down. So just quickly on the flip side, if that happened inside ABC Investments,
then it's ABC Investments.
Okay, yeah,
100%.
because it would be the same idea that something was probably recommended, they didn't do it, wasn't maintained how it should have been.
Yeah,
I tripped over the tile that was sticking up or whatever.
Yeah.
Right,
the carpet tile or whatever it was.
It's interesting. It's good to know. Really good to know.
Yeah, you know what? The more I talk to you, the more like the wheels just start to.
No, you know what?
Like it's like, good Lord.
You also just like explain things very like easy for people to understand.
Thank you. And then people say insurance is boring. It's not. It's amazing. Yeah, just sit down and talk.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, there's major events that don't happen. Like how many things don't happen?
Oh yeah,
because of insurance, right? Yeah. But how many things do happen because someone's properly insured?
Yeah.
Right. Like you go through all sorts of events and functions. And I mean, we could really ramp this up when you talk about like places like Rogers Center.
Yeah, it can go.
The old Sky Dome,
huge.
The TCC down here, Tribute Community Center. Like there's all kinds of things that start, but that's a rabbit hole. We can't,
that's like 5 episodes.
We can't unpack that one today.
No. But we'll just leave it as a teaser. We'll say, those things are very differently managed.
Yeah.
So Rogers Center will have their own insurance.
Yeah.
But then the event organizer will go and buy the event insurance with the potential of how many people will be attending it. So Rogers Center has now basically said, I'm going to take the risk and hand it to you. Go get event insurance before I let you in. And same as your community center should have the event. Everybody doing an event there should carry an event insurance for that 1 day or 2 day event.
See?
Okay.
Just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute.
Right. So, okay. Without getting too far into the weeds, right? So I go to the Tribute Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a client appreciation party.
Yep.
I rent a private box
and
I invite 30 people there. That's an event.
That's an event. They might ask for it.
Should I have event
that be
insurance?
Covered by the team putting on the event?
The team putting on the event should be covering it.
Yeah. Because you'd be buying a sub product of the event. Kind of.
Look at this guy, man. He's got
a.
He's
always getting in there.
That makes sense, right?
It's
it does. It does. I just wondered.
But that's how I'm understanding it from our man here, man. He explains things.
Yeah,
so
no, it's now it also depends on how it's laid out. If they say that you since you're buying the ticket for the box, we're limiting to 10 people, those 10 people are covered.
Yeah.
But what you are exposed to is if you don't have event insurance and you put alcohol here in the event and people are drinking and one of them trips over a step.
Yeah.
Well, they say, that's the alcohol liability that the client needs to carry. So they might have a setup in their contract that transfers that liability to a different coverage or something along those lines. But those are the things you need to know. Like if somebody leaves your event,
drives
home and boom, I can come back to you.
Oh, that's big. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one
there. It's sad, but it's there and it happens.
I even remember all that from working in restaurants. Like even as a bartender, you overserve somebody that's coming back to you. Like, if it can be proven that you were, not being,
you were negligent, I guess, in there.
It's a really big thing.
Because I guess everybody has a duty of care for someone that's in there.
Look at that now. You're throwing words at duty of care.
Yeah, see? Hey, smart guy once in a while.
Very soon it's going to come care, custody, and control of the Slurpee. I got it.
Slurpee goes in the cup holder.
That's right. So you remember that case with the McDonald's coffee where the coffee was too hot?
Yes.
And it spilled on somebody and they won the case.
That one still blows my mind. Like,
sorry, I have to go back to Seinfeld quick because I'm just thinking of that. It happens with Kramer. If you remember, like he spills it, and just tries everything to get money out of it, and then he screws himself because he fixes the wound or something.
Yeah,
anyway,
but that one you make a good point, right? Like that's one everybody knows.
Yes,
but everybody kind of looks at that and goes, "Common sense." Hello,
which is not very common by the way. I'm sorry,
it's so true.
It's not common.
Well, I know, but. Okay, take that same person that had that case and they made their own coffee driving down to work. Who are you suing then?
Themselves.
Yeah. Honestly, at some point, do you not just say
they can end up suing Keurig because you poured out too much of
the water was too hot. When it came out. It came out at 105.
That's right.
Instead of 101.
So we went to. It reminds me of a restaurant that's no longer there in Whitby. It's this sushi restaurant. My kids growing up, they used to love there because it's just all you can eat sushi, and they just try everything in this. Right? So my daughter goes. I think I have a picture on my phone somewhere. My daughter goes down to use the washroom, and there was a sign there that says, "Hot water is too hot."
It happens.
There's actually the
tank needs to be
sign.
adjusted.
Now we took the picture and it says hot water is too hot. It's a warning.
Yeah.
It's an insurance warning. It's too hot. Don't just use hot water. Mix it with cold.
Yeah. But I guess
So
my
that would-
generation,
sorry, that sign would protect them, no?
No.
Like not, but,
Not
but
a
like
chance.
no, but sorry,
Not a
but
chance.
in a case that they had to prove that they tried to like, if it was a short term thing, for example, a couple of weeks where the water needed to be adjusted.
Yeah, but
could that
depends
be-
on like, your water's coming out at 120, 130, or it's coming out at 400.
Yeah. So my thinking is just if it was, for example, like 1 week where like they had to get it fixed and that were to happen,
It's a band-aid solution.
Yeah.
It won't protect them, but they'll need a lot solid
key is
alibi
you
on
gotta fix
why
it.
they didn't have it
Yeah,
done.
it should be working properly.
Yeah.
Right?
So Jay, where do you want to jump to next? Because we've covered the first couple of groups that we wanted to cover.
I think we're still on the valuation, so I would say we can jump on to the next item on the list here we have. It's called the understanding the difference between replacement cost versus actual cash value.
Okay.
Which is a very interesting term, especially when you're doing the contents or you're doing the equipment or you're doing the building sometimes.
Yeah.
If the building's too old and not well maintained or doesn't quite present itself nicely, but you still need to have coverage on it, some insurers will only offer actual cash value.
Okay.
That's literally what it means, actual cash value.
So whatever someone determines that
on the day, basically.
It's it's just like your rundown plaza.
Yeah.
They say, insurance company may come down and say, well, we're going to remove replacement cost coverage on it. We're going to move it to actual cash value until you get all of this taken care of.
And they can do that.
They can do that.
And again,
there's no regulation when it comes to property and when it comes to commercial. The only insurance product in Canada that's regulated heavily is auto insurance.
Yeah, I had a question about that, but that's part 5 or 6 of this conversation. I don't want to go there. So actual cash value.
Yeah.
And how often would something like that happen in the
Quite
commercial?
often. Quite
Really?
often. It's quite often. When it's a property that's high risk or property that's in a rural area, where it's not protected by a fire hydrant or a fire hall in some cases, where the fire halls are more than 13 kilometers away, you end up into an actual cash value scenario.
Okay.
A lot of property that has gone over certain period of years, like age-wise, but then things are not updated. For example, the roof has a life of 15, 16 years. If you haven't replaced your roof by that time, it's questionable.
Yeah.
The furnace has a life of 15 to 20 years, for example. If you haven't replaced your furnace, questionable.
Yeah.
Right. If you got a 1960s home with a cast iron pipes running in there and you haven't replaced them to PVC, questionable.
Yeah. Okay.
You got a 1960s,
we see that stuff.
1950s with the fuse boxes and the fuse panel running through the house, questionable.
Yeah.
They might come back and say, we're not going to put the guaranteed replacement cost on it. We're only going to give actual cash value.
Okay.
And that can come in depending on risk to risk. There's no set profile. If it presents itself as it's been deprived of maintenance, it's not been kept up to date, the insurer can step back and say, we'll do cash value.
Okay.
At least it gives you the liability.
Yeah.
It gets you through the door. A lot of the finance companies or mortgages will not accept actual cash value.
Oh, really?
They will only accept guaranteed replacement cost.
Okay. So that would change your purchasing kind of patterns for commercial properties.
Yes.
Right. Because we're talking an awful lot about commercial properties that you can, I guess, purchase, but I guess there's a lot of other applications.
Go back to the plaza we were referring to earlier with the ESA questionable.
Oh,
you go and buy that plaza for $400,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you want to insure it. So insurance company, your broker sits down and does the evaluation on the paper based on the square feet, the age, how many units does it have, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But then insurance company says, can we have some pictures, please? All 4 sides. And potentially for all vacant units.
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
you've gone on and then like a photographic tour of the property.
Yeah.
But then you send it in. Company says, "Oh, great. Oh, okay. We got the touring company at the back. We got 5 empty units.
Yeah.
The building seems a little, not loved."
Yeah.
For the lack of better words, needs a bit of tender love and care.
Yeah.
We're going to go with actual cash value.
Okay.
Now you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
So as you have the mortgage or financing as one of the conditions on the properties when you present the offer,
Yeah.
I think insurance should be one of the critical ones as well, especially when it comes to commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't see that a lot in residential, do we?
Yeah.
No,
Well, I think the only
we won't.
times you'll see the insurance conditions will be for a home that might have something that the buyers are questionable about. Maybe it's old, it has cast iron in the basement.
Knob
or-
and tube wiring.
Yeah, it could, but it would have to be something
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
it's a
that,
big
right?
no.
Yeah, that's
Aluminum wiring, no, big no.
Which
no
which
on
we see.
aluminum.
Yep.
Again,
Even if it has ESA,
Part
like
7.
certified,
Uh,
like safety, like from the Electric Safety Authority.
if you have ESA, then it's only a handful of companies that will still
Yeah.
accept it, but most companies will say no,
Yeah.
because aluminum tends to heat up.
Yeah.
When too many things are plugged in, and in today's day and age, in a 2-socket thing, there are like 10 things plugged in using extensions.
yeah,
And that's dangerous when it comes to aluminum. It can heat up and spark a fire behind the wall.
Yeah, and see, very often for us, like the insurance won't make the homeowner actually run new wire. They'll just make them deem it safe, essentially, right? So they'll have to go into each box. They'll have to put specific, I think it's specific morettes or something that goes into each box.
It's the way they're soldered,
Yeah,
morettes
to
and
keep
paste.
the
Yeah,
wires
see,
from
whatever is
overheating.
required. I'm not
Yeah.
an electrician.
No, I
can't
need-
answer
neither
that.
am
But it's just interesting though, because I wonder, if that would even be like in commercial, if they would just say, no, you need to
Yeah.
rewire this building,
I doubt it. They might not say it
or it
because
might just be make it
it's
safe.
sometimes it's practically not possible
Yeah,
depending
well,
on
it's
the
so
building,
expensive too.
and
Imagine
it's
running all that.
ridiculously expensive. But
Yeah.
it's good to have a condition in place
Yeah.
to safeguard your buyer,
Yeah.
that just in case things don't fall in right place, you don't want to get stuck. Now you can't get insurance. If you can't get insurance, your finance will fail. Your
Yeah.
finance is going to come with a condition anyways.
And there's
Yeah.
no real harm putting it in too, because if you put the insurance condition in and the homeowner or the property owner has a worry, that's going to most likely spike that conversation to come up now. Like, oh no, like we're I want to cross
Yeah.
that insurance condition out because of what?
Yeah,
Something you're maybe
Because a
worried
lot of
about,
time
right?
we get calls from homeowners for home insurance, personal home insurance, and then the house is built in, let's say, 1990. So I know plumbing's going to be fine. I know electrical is going to be
Yeah.
fine. But my question is about roof and the heating.
Yeah.
And they have no idea.
Yeah.
Right? I asked them, do you have 100 amp service or 200 amp service? I have no clue.
Yeah.
Have you seen the house? Yes. Have you seen the panel? Yes. Is it a breaker or a fuse boxes?
Yeah.
Some of them still don't know.
The little small black things. Okay, those are breakers. Great. That's a good progress. Let's keep moving, right?
Yeah.
Did you go down to the basement? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see plumbing, exposed plumbing? Yes. Did you see white PVC, or did you see red and blue, or did you see just the copper?
Yeah.
I think it was copper.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I think it's a good start.
Yeah.
Let's go with that for now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, these are the questions you need to go back to your realtor, I say.
Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't know. Well, then tell him to go to the owner. That's his job or
Yeah.
her job to find out the information you need to secure insurance on it, because without
Yeah.
insurance, your finance is going to fail.
So let's flip this around then. So you handle the insurance, and for most residential properties, 95% of them are getting insured. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal, right? But on the commercial side, if someone's acquiring a plaza, a building, whatever it is, has that commercial application to it, are you telling that person then to say, make sure you include an insurance condition on that property, the same way you would include a financing or a home inspection or commercial property inspection?
I would
report?
suggest that.
Yeah.
I would suggest for any commercial broker, if it's good to have, because then client has an idea of what he's getting into.
Well,
Okay.
there's also no real harm in putting it in, right? Like
Absolutely
it's
not.
not, like I said, if anything, it's
Yeah.
just going to give you more information, right?
Because most times what happens is, if you don't have that condition, the day before closing,
Yeah.
this client going to be chasing the town.
Yeah.
And commercial property is not as quickly done as residential.
Yeah, I get the
Just
sense
more
that
to it.
the commercial is Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, some small commercial you can do it online on certain companies, but most commercial risk would require an underwriter's review, and underwriters are not sitting idle waiting for that one broker to reach out to them the day before closing. Right? They've got their stuff on the list, and it puts a damper on clients' plan. It puts frustration. It puts the broker at the stress, saying, if it's a good, like if I have someone like you, for example, or you call me and say, Jay, you got to really help my client out. Yeah. Like now I feel obligated. Well, Scott's calling me, man. Come on. He needs me. My good friend, I've known him for years. Yep. Let me help. And now I have basically devoted my entire day that I didn't want to, and I had other things to do behind this client. Yeah. So putting the condition actually makes it better for everybody involved in the transaction and gives your client an upper hand when it comes to insurance. Yeah. When the closing confirmed, he can just send a quick email to the broker and say, hey, Mr. Broker, that quote is good to go? Yes. All right, good. Let's bind it. Let's make sure it's in place for this day. Just hang in there. I'll confirm the date once my finances confirmed. Everything else is good. Yeah. Great. Okay. It's parked, done, sorted out, and it's sitting on the side.
Cool. All right.
Seems like the way to go.
Yeah. But as we talk about this and as we go through it, and I know we've been talking about it for a little bit of time now, but you just see how many other things open up, like along the way. If you just took the time to understand a little bit more about that, that premium or that cost or that savings that you're doing, it makes a bit more sense as to why you're doing that. Right. And I think that's I don't know. I've never really delved that much into insurance. So, now I've got other things I can, when I'm out doing my job, I feel better saying, hey, I may not have the answers, but I know who you need to talk to.
A guy. He's the best. He doesn't like Tim Hortons coffee though. So you better get that right or he's not helping you.
No.
Right. But I mean, these are things that we do as professionals and helping one another out.
Literally.
And the thing I think that it kind of hinders us sometimes is that because we have a sales title, it's always like, oh, he's just sending me to his friend. Oh, he's just sending me, he's going to get a little bit of a kickback. If I work with this mortgage agent or I work with this insurance company or I work with this lawyer, he's just going to get another little kickback. And I've learned over the years of doing this, when you align yourself with really good people, you're very quick to refer to them as the expert in that field. Like I have a lawyer I jump to right away. Insurance, I can say yes. If it's a question, I can say yes. Or I can call Jay. I can pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm stumped. Yeah. And you've generally got the answer.
Generally.
For me, right? Yeah. Or you deal with good mortgage people and all these people
it's a circle of professionals that work with each other to benefit the client. I think there's at the end of the day, it's for my client.
Right.
Why am I doing this for my client?
Yeah. It's like a boxer going to the ring. You need to have your corner with you.
You never go into a fight alone.
You need your coach, you need your trainer. That's how it's the kind of for it.
My nephew, when he was, just recently bought a house, thanks to Scott and Ethan. And
congrats, well done.
They're closing in December. But when he started looking, he was on the west side and this and that. So I kept him away from Scott. That's not his place of expertise. You do not want to, because he will do it. Yeah. But in that obligation, this dude is driving 60 kilometers every day or every week.
It as a favor for
and then he'll do it for me because I am, I've known him for so many years and we have a great working relationship, but I don't see him fit to be there. Right. So as soon as he moved to Durham, I said, now you stop. You call Scott, tell him exactly. And then it was my guidance from my experience. Say, I should tell him what your limit is. Tell him what you're looking for. Tell him what your box is. Make a box. Don't be all over the place. And tell Scott, this is where you want it. This is what you wanted. And this is how much you want it for. Yeah. And let him go to work for you, because then he's the expert. He knows your vision. He's going to take you there. Exactly. For me, that's good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, all I get out of it is the pack of gingerbread cookies. I mean, that's the best made by him. I'm telling you, that's my thing. I'll get a pack of cookies, and he will drive to Belleville to drop that off. That's my cut.
Just gonna say, I haven't had a cookie yet, so maybe.
No, that's my cut.
You buy a house from me. You buy a house from me. You get cookies.
Come on, man.
All right, where are we heading to next? Because
I think we have done a pretty interesting job of touching various pieces. So we touched upon the replacement cost, the actual cash value. We also touched upon the risk management and loss prevention techniques earlier when we're talking about the garage and the towing company, and we gave an example of a car detailer, right?
Yes.
In the same sense, for risk management, there's fire prevention, there's sprinkler systems, there's the what do you call it, those extinguishers and things like that needs to be in place. They have to be serviced regularly, they have to be kept up to date. So those are all the risk management techniques that a landlord can put in place. Impact of location and occupancy on the premium. Yes. Location and occupancy is important because as we again touched upon this one, if your location is out in the rural area, a convenience shop, again, let's say, because they're everywhere. Right. You take a convenience shop in a small town where there's no fire hydrant. The guy has a higher risk of fire. So obviously that premium for that portion of the policy would be reflective of that risk.
Okay.
Right. In the same way, there's a convenience shop in the area where the crime is a bit higher. Obviously it's going to reflect that. Okay. Some insurer may not even insure you to go to somewhere else for that.
Interesting.
So it all depends. That's
Didn't
your
think of that either.
Occupancy and location kind of type. So there is this is a bit of a overkill on this information, but I'll share this. It's called the Fire Underwriter Survey, FUS.
Okay.
The brokers or the tenants or the clients might hear, oh, the first score wasn't good. That doesn't mean we're being fussy. The FUS stands for Fire Underwriter Survey, FUS. And it has its own scoring for the fire hydrant. I'll give you an interesting example. Some of the big plazas in the big city, they don't have a fire hydrant around the plaza, but they have their own system, which is connected to the fire department. However, some of those are not recognized by FUS.
Oh, really?
So it's funny enough, I was doing a retail outlet in a mall in Etobicoke, and the underwriter comes to me and says, Jay, the first score is 1. I'm like, that's not good.
Out of 100 or 10?
Out of 10. I'm sorry. It goes from 1 to 10. So I'm like, 1? Why 1? It's in the middle of freaking densely populated city. It's practically not possible. She goes, yeah, I know. And I think I know the reason. I said, well, would you be kind enough to enlighten me? Because I am lost here. Not that I know everything. But she's like, yeah, they have their own fire hydrant kind of system internally connected to the city. So the city fire department, when it comes in, can just plug it and boom, it goes, right? But it's not recognized because it's not on the outside. It's on the inside of the plaza. Weird. Don't look at me like that, because that's really funny. That's really
it is an interesting example though.
But it's right. Anything can come up. So the location and occupancy can make a difference. With the same way, if you have a plaza that you're trying to insure and you've got a cannabis shop. Question mark.
Really? For a cannabis shop?
Some companies may not want to do it.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So what's the key kind of driver behind that?
They do not want to insure the operations or the building with those kind of operations. Every company has its own niche of what they want to insure and what not. So the risk wise, the cannabis shop comes to be a bit of a high risk.
So what's the criteria then that makes that high risk? Is it clientele?
It's a clientele. It's the kind of business.
Would it be theft, like for the
theft, break-in?
Okay, that's a good point.
Vandalism, things like that. So lately in Toronto, if you have a jewelry shop.
Well, I saw that one in the was it the Oshawa Center?
Well, everywhere. It's happened in the
middle of the day.
Happening in Etobicoke, Vaughan.
Everywhere.
Middle of the day.
Crazy.
And when you think about it, I mean, they commit it. I won't say it's brilliant because I'm propping up a crook, but when you think about it, though, they come in and it's literally a smash and grab. What's a retail teller going to do?
Nothing.
I'm just gonna stay out of the way.
Heads up, you're insured. Off you go. Company's insured, plaza's insured, whatever's insured. I'm not, and I sure as heck wouldn't expect my wife to put herself in that position to say, I'm going to defend this.
This is my jewelry,
right?
Leave it.
Like that. Yeah, that's a good
It's a
point.
different, yeah. So, things like that do impact, and it's becoming more and more visible now. And then the companies are acting on it. And some companies will do it, some won't.
So
It's
just a
their
quick
own
one in my head right
choice.
now. In that jewelry, like example, when you talked about like crime rates increasing policies potentially, like if there was a current jewelry store operating in an area that has a much more increased risk of like theft and break-ins, would their policy be changing at that point because of that?
Yes.
Interesting. That's crazy. Like it makes sense. They're going to go up regardless.
Conditions could be changing. They might be required to have some added protection that will be recommended by the risk protection team of the company.
Okay.
The companies have the risk management people as well, so they can drum up something and say, for example, for any convenience store, the normal question on the app is, do they have bars on the doors and windows?
Yeah.
Very common. You see every convenience store has bars on the doors and windows. So once you lock and leave, they can't just smash the glass and get in there.
Yeah.
Right? It takes a little more to do that. So those kind of security features come in, and they've been required to carry it so that, it kind of mitigates the loss up to just a glass breakage.
I do remember that in a convenience store. My son was in a hockey tournament south of the border. I'm not going to say anything other than that because I don't want to incriminate anybody. But I remember driving through an area and we just kind of stopped. I said, look, we'll grab some gas, we'll grab a drink, and we'll get back to the hotel. The sign on the convenience store door was 5 at a time or no one gets in. Like that was it. There was no more than 5 people allowed in the store. And it coming from here, where you walk into a store whenever you want, you don't ever think about it. I just kind of glanced into the store. It's plexiglass for the cashier behind bars. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at this, I'm going, you go to work and you're in jail. Yeah, in essence, like there's bars everywhere and you've locked yourself in a.
I think it's a protective jail.
Yeah. Well, it is.
I mean, truly, like if they need that, you'd probably want that if you're working there, right?
Well, I mean, that's obviously been something that's evolved over time because, more than 5 people in the store and I don't know how you control that when you're behind plexiglass unless he's got a little lock.
No, it's a lock.
Yeah, it's a lock. I figured it was a shotgun.
Well, I mean, probably that too.
I didn't know first time this was years ago. First time I had to fill up the gas in the middle of the night coming from somewhere, and I'm standing at the pump like an idiot. Nothing's working. Back in the day, the pumps didn't have the credit card, and I'm looking around and I'm looking in the air, and the guy opens his little window and he looks down. Sorry, I'm doing that, but he looks down and he screams from there, "You gotta pay first." I'm like, and I'm looking around in the air. I'm like, where did the sound come from?
Yeah. No, isn't that?
And it was just funny. And I only had 20 in cash. And I had my card. He goes, no card. I'm like, okay, 20 it is.
Yeah, that's all I
got.
All 20 or you want 10? Like, no, all 20 is good. Hey, keep the 20, man. Let me just fill up it. Yeah, I'm all in. Let me just fill up and go home. You're scaring the shit out of me here.
Don't hurt me. Let me leave.
Yeah, that's an interesting scenario because we honestly do take our environment that we operate in every day, not for granted, but it's just something we don't ever question.
Yeah.
And when you travel somewhere else and you see it and you're like, oh, this is reality. That's their reality. Right?
That's true. That's true.
So environment there, I mentioned, brings up probably the one last thing we were talked about, and that was the natural disasters.
Yes.
Catastrophes and the environment. How do we wrap that up quickly into a nice neat?
It's natural disaster. It's beyond your control.
Okay.
So your measures should be in place for potentially what you can do humanly possible.
Okay.
Like having some pumps in the basement. God forbid if there's a flood, their pumps are running to get the water out before it floods the basement, as it starts to collect. That's one 2. I would think. Yeah.
But do you have battery backups?
Yes, I do.
Excellent.
I also have a generator.
Eaves and soffits, make sure they're clean.
Yeah.
So the water doesn't pool on the top.
Yep.
Especially if since we're talking commercial, a lot of them have a gravel and tar roof.
Yeah.
Make sure there are no potholes or dips or unleveled surfaces because that's where it will collect and it will then try to penetrate through there.
Yeah.
So those are the things the landlord can do to, deal with this. I mean, you can't control lightning. If it's going to come and tear up your roof, it's going to tear up your roof. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it. But if you have these measures in place, at least water's flowing away from the property.
Yeah.
You got the pumps in the basement that are running to keep the water away from the water out of the property.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth. And you got generators to kick back up. So especially in the cold winter months, your pipes are not freezing and bursting inside the building and things like that. So those, when you have those measures in place, you have done what you can humanly to mitigate the risk.
Yeah. So that's actually a really good point, because when you mentioned about all that maintenance, we moved, like I'm going back to my story about the house I moved into 2 years ago.
Oh, that works, man.
Right. And this year we replaced the eaves troughs for the first time. So we've redirected everything away, and we've done it properly. Right. So we had a chance to plan it properly, do it properly. And my sump pumps in the basement would kick on every 45 minutes.
Really?
Right. Since we've changed that, now I don't know if it's a different thing, but since we've changed the eaves troughs, since we've been keeping everything cleaner and directed everything away, they'll kick on once every 2 to 3 hours.
Exactly.
Right. So when you say maintenance and stuff like that, like I look at that and I say, that's not a coincidence.
No.
It's not a coincidence that you replace it in August and in September, October, your sump pump hardly kicks on at all. Like, think about that, 5 times a day that I'll kick on, 6 times a day, where before it would kick on probably close to 25, 20, 30 times a day.
anything you maintain, just like your car, your house, your anything you own, if you take care of it, it'll stay with you in a good way.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jay, did we cover everything from
I think the agenda was very nicely addressed in variety of fashion, but we did touch upon, if we were to highlight the types of coverages, we talked about that. Understanding the replacement value versus actual cash, we touched upon that. Risk management, loss prevention, we just finished that. Impact of location and occupancy, we touched upon that. Natural catastrophes or climate risk, we touched upon that. I think those are the high level things. And I think if anything, I would say take it away from this one is, if you are a commercial property owner, 1, have somebody look at your policy. Just get a second opinion. Just to understand that you're in the right space. 2, if you're in the market, make sure you put insurance as one of your conditions so that you can actually educate yourself about the property, because you'll be surprised how much you can find out just by talking to the insurance broker about the property, or what you need to go dig in to make sure that your investment is sound and it doesn't lead you in the wrong place.
Okay.
Well, I think that was great. Honestly, that was really informative, and I think people are going to take a lot out of that.
Yeah. Jay, I will give you a lot of credit in the way that you do explain things.
Thank you.
You take it to a level where even someone like myself can comprehend.
Ooh.
Wait. Is that called
the red Slurpees?
Dumbing it down?
True, though. There's no down part of it.
Just dumbing it.
No, but you do a very good job. And, in the years and that we're doing that, and from a very professional perspective, I would encourage people to work with people. If you can't work with Jay, work with someone.
Why can't you work with Jay?
Well, I guess
he's always available. You can always work with Jay.
Come on, what do you do?
But no, location is going to sometimes dictate.
No, it's on the phone. No. We can work on it.
Yeah. As I yank my headset off, and I'm moving my hands, talking with my hands here.
I have some good friends in Belleville too. I'm going to connect you with.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great.
I need you to be working with them.
Yeah,
but it's nice to sit down and talk to someone, like we said, about those professional groups of people, those vendors, those partners, whatever you want to call them, that do have your best interest as a client at heart. Right. And because that's at the end of the day, and you'll probably go 5 years and never use it. And there'll be a level of kind of frustration. Like, Jay convinced me to get this, or, someone convinced me to do this. And in year 6, when it goes absolutely sideways, they'll be singing your praises. Right. Because I've lived it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you don't realize the value until you have to use it. That is the truth.
And you may have. I don't know.
Yeah. And I was just going to say accidents are accidents, right? And in any of these cases, when you really need someone like Jay, it's usually something that you're never going to be prepared for. You're not going to be planning or, that's going to I at some point. No, it's just going to hit you and you're going to be like, shit,
what am I supposed to do now?
What do I do? Exactly. Right.
Yeah. And because I can guarantee you, myself and probably 90% of the people out there never read their policies. Beyond the cover for Yes. That's $1,200. All right. Good enough.
Yeah.
Right. It's literally, that's what you get
Yeah.
to, but you get a 23 page, 16 page, 12 page policy with some of these things.
150 in commercial.
Yikes.
Well, that's the thing, right? Think about us, like people in our field of work where we're used to reviewing contracts and a lot of annoying verbiage that the average person wouldn't want to read.
Oh, for
so
sure.
If we're not doing it, imagine what the average person is doing, or if people who are in this field are not properly educating themselves. Imagine.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let people know how to reach out to you.
Yep.
So do the full promo for Jay Asher here.
I haven't prepared one, but let's see how it swings. Right?
You want to give him a little background music?
Oh yeah, I can.
A little gentle.
Okay, well, wait a second. But my little intro music's only 1.5 minutes.
Oh, that's more than enough.
All right. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm a very easy guy to find.
We'll cue up some music.
I think at this point he doesn't have to sell himself. He's already done that. People are going to call him.
All right. So we've got our intro music in here in the background. Jay, take it away.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Scott and Dylan, for having me. This is Jay Asher, managing partner at Billiard Insurance Group in Belleville, Ontario. Easy to reach. Find me on my site at www.thebigbelleville.ca or hit me up at 613-567-3300 or call me on my cell 416-902-3897. It doesn't get any better than that.
Awesome. And you can also just call us. We'll happily connect you if you need to. If it's too hard for you to remember those numbers, no worries.
Just drop us a line at our email at bricksandbanterpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we'll also do our best to put Jay's info in the description for these episodes and our social posts. So if you need anything, reach out.
He'll be there. Jay, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you
guys.
very much for your time today, Dylan. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will see you guys soon. Thanks so much.
Take care.